If you've just joined us, you're watching Newslink on DSTV channel 403. Now, it's been almost 2 months since the death of 21 teenagers at eNCA Tavern in East London. Parents say they still haven't been told what exactly happened to their children on that fateful night. But the tavern owner is expected in court tomorrow for allegedly contravening the Liquor Act. Senior reporter Aviwe Mdila has more on the story and joins us now. Good morning, Aviwe. It's almost 2 months. Parents have buried their children, but still no answers as to what led to their death. What do some of the parents say?
No answers at this stage, Mfundo. This is after several meetings with government. They still want to find out what actually led to the deaths of their 21 teenagers in the majority. In fact, I'm here with the Ngandana family who buried their child, Bongoletu, on the day that it was supposed to be his birthday. I'm going to chat to Mr. Ngandana now just to get an understanding of how the family is doing. Domkulu, thank you for joining us at eNCA, but let me first start with how the family is. Are you receiving counseling 2 months later?
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. The family is not feeling well. It's still very, very difficult to know that Bongoletu is no more and he will be no more. With regard to counseling, we did on our side, but not all the families, yes. But on our side, we did phone. There was a Pelo Pepper, a train that was based in Mdantsane. We phoned in and then we managed to get one session in the Pelo Pepper train. But now the Pelo Pepper train is no more here. So we have to make other arrangement, of which my eldest daughter and my wife, they have received one. My wife received one, and my daughter 2. My younger son, they received about 2 weeks after the incident. They were being fetched and taken to counseling for almost each and every day.
Okay. Nomkulu, I just want to get clarity on what's happening. Are you in constant communication as the families that lost their teenagers? And just for clarity's sake, are all the teens been laid to rest? Do you have others that are conducting any autopsies aside from what you're waiting for from government?
Yes, we are all in communication as the families. And no family is doing anything on its own. We are all relying on government for the autopsy result. So there's no family that is going private.
Okay, then maybe keep us to speed on what has been done so far. When last did you meet government? Maybe even how many times you've met them so far? And are you any wiser to what led to the deaths of Bongoletu and the rest of the teenagers?
As far as now, we don't know what led to their death. We've met with the government twice. The last time we met them, it was last Friday, the 12th of August, of which when we were there, we find out that the results that we were called to say the results are back were not the final results. Were the same results that we received on our first session. That's how far away with them now.
And maybe just for clarity, what are they saying in these results that you were told there? What details are you getting there? And do you know when you're supposed to get the final results where you get clarity on this is what led to the deaths of Bongoletu and the rest of the teams?
On our last meeting, they say there are 3 things that were found on the autopsy of the children. It was methanol, carbon monoxide, and the alcohol was found on all the 21 children. But there's nothing to say in those that we found that this is what caused the death of the children. So that's the reason why it's been delaying. They still have to do further investigation as to find out what exactly is the cause of the death of the children. So now we're still waiting, and they've given us until the end of this month to wait and see, because they say they've beefed up their team with other 3 specialists, which means it will try to speed up the process.
Okay, until the end of this month. And then, of course, tomorrow is the court case of the tavern owner, eNyobeni owner, as well as his co-accused. What are the conversations? I understand you have a WhatsApp communication with the rest of the families, in constant communication. How are the families feeling about that court appearance and what has happened so far?
Well, we've heard that they will be appearing in court tomorrow, of which the parents who will be able to attend the court tomorrow, they will be attending. But what's more disappointing to the parents and what is more painful to the parents, I mean, there's no way that 21 teenagers can die in your establishment, but you'll find out the owner of the establishment is still roaming around the streets of East London. Whereas 21, we're not talking about animals here. We're talking about human beings, teenagers who died in that place. But still now, the owner, he's not been arrested. I believe he was arrested, but he was released on the same day. That's what I believe. That's what we've heard. But we hope that with the investigation going on, justice will be done, because that's all what we need. We need justice to be done for our children.
Okay, and then just lastly, are you happy as the families with how this whole situation and the tragic passing has been handled by government?
Well, there are issues that we aren't happy about, but with the investigation itself, we understand that it will take quite some time, and then we as these families, we are happy to give the investigation time to go on. But as long as there will be some updates as to whereabout are they now with the investigation, we will be happy with that. And another thing, when it comes to, as I've said earlier, that we had to do the arrangement for counseling ourselves, but from what we were agreed before, it was not supposed to be like that. We were promised that each and every household will be visited by the counselors so that they can get help. To be honest with you, when it comes to that, a lot of parents are suffering. They are suffering. I mean, there is a lady in I think she's in Scenery Park. She's close to have a mental breakdown. It's absolutely terrible. It's horrible. She doesn't want any visits at her home. So we hope that those who are in power can help families like that one, because some of the parents, they don't even have a time to phone the institutions to make arrangement for them to get the counseling.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Ngandana, and condolences once more for the passing of your 17-year-old son, Bongolethu Ngandane, one of the 21 that tragically lost their lives at eNyobeni Tavern on the 26th of June. Of course, it will mark 2 months from a week from now, and the families are still none the wiser to what actually led to those deaths. They say that they'll receive the final confirmation at the end of this month, which we expect to be around the 31st of September. But one thing that pains them at this stage, Mfundo, is seeing the tavern owner still roam the streets of East London while 21 children, teenagers, lost their lives at his establishment.
No, it's honestly disturbing, but hopefully the 31st of September will result in some sort of closure where they'll finally know what exactly happened to their children. We'll leave it there for now. That's senior reporter Aviu Mdila out in the Eastern Cape. To this story.